Welcome back. It's time for Media Watch. James Creedon's here with us in the studio. Good to see you, James.
Likewise, Laura.
Now, His Holiness has opened a Twitter account.
He's going all 2.0 on us, the Pope.
Has he tweeted yet?
He hasn't tweeted yet. Now, this is what I find extraordinary about the story, right? Months ago, it was announced, and I think we have the Twitter account here if we want to take a look at it. It was months ago it was announced that he was going to do this, that he was going to open a Twitter account. Today, it happened, and he's going to tweet for the first time on the 12th of December.
What's he waiting for?
But I don't think he's understood that this is meant to be very fast, kind of happening, instantaneous kind of form of communication. And
maybe he's working on his tweet. He wants to get it just right.
He's refining it down to perfection. Now he's
got a lot of followers though.
He's got
more than you and me put together.
And he hasn't even tweeted yet. It's completely unfair. Now his Twitter handle is Pontifex. And a lot of people are saying that that's open to be ridiculed because there's all sorts of it's a wordplay that you can come up with Pontifex that is unholy. Yes, so there you go. Now I also noticed, let's get a close up on this. He's following 7 people. You know the way on Twitter you can be followed and followed.
Who's he following?
Now, who is he following? I thought this might be interesting to see.
That would be very interesting.
Who he's following. Oh look, it's all himself.
Oh, he's only following himself.
He's only following himself
in
different languages, and I think that's very self-obsessed. And I think as a pope and head of a church, maybe he should follow other people.
Right. Like the Queen of England, maybe.
Other religious leaders. We'll get to her in a while.
Yes.
Now, guess what? There's also a fake, obviously enough, Twitter account with Saludos a todos, ¿cómo están? Which is probably something similar to what he will tweet on the 12th. We're all waiting with bated breath, of course. Now, we do know that his first tweet will be
Merry Christmas, won't it?
It might be, actually. It could well be. You're on the money, I think.
I think it might be something related
coming up to Christmas, you're right. Now, it's going to be in English, so he has adapted. It's not going to be Latin or Italian. The first tweet will be in English.
I'd like to see a tweet in Latin. That doesn't happen very often, does it?
I don't think there are any tweets in Latin. And then it'll be in Spanish. So actually this fake account isn't far off the money. Saludos a todos. Now, that's some photos of him getting ready for the big day.
He's got an iPad
He's got an iPad. I just love this photo, I have to say. It's just amazing. So there you go. And
You're never too old.
Never too old to learn. Speaking of the church, just a quick mention of a big row that's going on in France at the moment between the housing minister, Cécile Duflot, and the church. Now, why? Because the church has a lot of empty space in Paris with numbers dwindling. You've got a lot of empty church convents and monasteries and spaces. And she has said, "Oi, church, pick up your effort in terms of helping us out with homeless people in Paris." The church has fought back saying, hold on a minute, we've been doing this for 2,000 years, thank you very much. And a lot of our parishioners are doing this in a very discreet way. We are helping out where we can. So enough of that lark. Thank you, Cecile.
Yeah, okay. Now, let's move on to a more cheerful story. The Duchess of Cambridge is expecting her first child.
And
AKA Kate.
AKA Kate. Now, get a load of this, right? The Guardian is live blogging on the story. Now, The Guardian's usually a bit kind of, Republican and anti-monarchist.
Right.
They're doing a live blog.
Nah, they say they are, but they're more
they love it.
than anyone, aren't they?
Oh, no. Le Figaro was leading on the story. No, they're not anymore. That was my that was meant to be.
Oh, there you go.
It's the second story. L'Angleterre se réjouit de la grossesse de Kate. And it's all over the place. That was the top story on their website for a good few hours this afternoon, knocking off the top spot none other than the UMP leadership drama.
How long's that one been headlining for?
I think it's about 15 days now, so people are getting a bit tired of it. Lots of tweets as well. Piers Morgan pointing out that the BBC broke the story. The Guardian's live blogging on it. And so they can't be pointing the finger at tabloids later on saying you're overdoing it on this story. Okay, she's having a baby, but let's not forget about other important items for the next 9 months.
We only just found out.
Give us a break, Claire. It's a good news story. I'm going to be very angry if we don't get another bank holiday out of this. Somebody being a bit cynical. Harry, come on. I quite like this one. It's somebody kind of insinuating that Camilla Parker Bowles is pulling some strings. I'm not sure even what they mean by it. She watches alone from a palace tower and checks off the step in her plan and cackles
into the night. What are they insinuating?
I just think it's quite funny. It's a funny picture of her. It's very weird being able to type a baby's CV before they're born. Head of state, head of the armed forces, supreme governor of the Church of England.
Third in line to the throne. He'll have to wait. Right. He or she will have to wait for Charles, of course, and his dad to get out of the way.
Maybe he'll be a total rebel.
Charles is still waiting.
Maybe he'll be a rebel and he'll go and live in a hippie tent in California or something.
Maybe he'll marry a divorced American. That's happened before.
That was also very revolutionary.
Oh,
quite like this one. Somebody who's already quite bored of the story on its first day. Chris, give it another few months, you'll be tired of it at that point. And I like our Irish mammy. I see Kate Middleton is expecting, twouldn't be any harm if the two of ye were getting a move on as well. Typical mammy, putting pressure on the young couples to to get moving.
Absolutely.
And I liked this one, Laura. This is for you.
Oh.
I want the royal baby to be a little girl, and I want her to be called Laura. Princess Laura has a nice ring to it.
It certainly does, James.
And get this, there's already a Twitter account. Of course there is. If the Pope hasn't even tweeted. So there it is. And also, I think I've been outdone. Oh, not quite yet. 2,515. Yes, I have actually. Outdone by the unborn fetus with the fake Twitter accounts. So there you go.
Isn't it?
Lots
not
of
even
people.
Born yet.
No, and
poor
nothing
old Kate is in hospital, so
that's right.
Hope
so
she's feeling better.
Absolutely.
All right, now a completely different British person now. Pete Doherty. He lives in Paris. I didn't know this. He's been here for 4 years now. Of course,
I wasn't actually aware of that either. And he's been
known as the ultimate rocker. He was, of course, in the band The Libertines. And he does very much live his life like a libertine.
He absolutely does. And still, this was an interview by Angelique Chrysafis, and a very interesting interview as well. He still takes heroin every day, apparently. He came to Paris.
He came here to get clean, didn't he?
That's right. So that hasn't worked out so well, but he has scaled it back somewhat. He is the quintessential British rock star, as she says, and they quite like him in France because they remind him of Serge Gainsbourg. He talks a lot about his kind of friendship with Serge's daughter, and being invited over to the Sarkozy's place. Lots of interesting stuff in that article. Sorry I didn't get more time to explain it.
Some people say they are glamorising drug addiction again.
That's right. Well, if he's taking heroin every day, that's a bit excessive, I would say. Maybe no days at all.
No days at all is probably better for that one. All right, James Creeder, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Laura.
That's it for Media Watch. We've got more stuff on the internet now. It's web news.